What kind of emu has no feathers but still makes its way all over the country? Probably not the sort of emu you're thinking of. In fact, the emu I'm visiting today isn't a bird at all. I'm talking about the RSPCA's Education Mobile Unit, also known as EMU, EMU. Daryl, this is fantastic. What does the Education Mobile Unit actually do?
Okay, well we travel all over the country talking to people and particularly kids about responsible pet care. We talk about the roles and responsibilities of RSPCA and hopefully get them to make some good choices when dealing with their animals.
So when they actually enter the big van, what happens?
Okay, well we have a bit of a talk to them about RSPCA to give them a basic background of what we do. We talk to them about how they are looking after animals presently and then they play.
So there's a whole lot of different areas, everything from the vet surgery here about looking after your pets, right through to talking about where our food comes from.
Yeah, definitely. So because RSPCA does care for all creatures great and small, we try to get through to the kids that they can interact with the animals at home and look after them, but there's also decisions they can make about looking after animals and they may never see those animals, such as farm animals or native animals.
One thing I noticed though with the RSPCA here, there are no live animals.
No, we don't carry live animals because we travel so extensively and we're on the road for about 9 months a year, so it just wouldn't be fair to take animals out of their natural environment.
This mobile classroom travels all over the East Coast, from Cairns to Tasmania, teaching thousands of kids respect for animals. What are some of the key messages that you hope kids will take away about looking after their own pets at home?
Well, I guess the things that they can do for themselves. They don't need to rely on their parents. So things like making sure that the animals have food and water, pretty basic stuff. Make sure they don't just ignore them, take them for a walk and play with them.
And love and attention.
And love and attention for sure.
I notice you also touch on wildlife, which is a great thing.
We do touch on wildlife. We're encroaching into the native habitat quite extensively now and animals are still coming into their yards, so we talk about that as well.
Now I think it's fantastic that we're starting to think about where our food comes from.
For chickens, for instance, we have our chicken cage here. They can actually get in there and see what it's like to be a chicken. We look at our labels for the sugar and for the fat content, all those sort of things. Why not animals?
Well, look at them. They're certainly getting into it, aren't they?
They certainly are. They are engaged.
Paige, what's the main thing you've got out of today?
I've learned how the chickens have to live in that small cage, about A4 size piece of paper, for their whole lives and practically lay eggs in there.
So it's certainly, I think free range is the way to go, isn't it?
Yes.
And what about you, Kiralee? What have you got out of today?
I've learned how to be a vet and how to look at the x-rays.
It's pretty fascinating, isn't it, to look after animals properly. It's a big part of looking after your pets. What about you, William? What have you enjoyed?
I've learned how to care for animals on the computer.
And have you got a real pet at home?
I'm getting one when I'm moving to the new house we're building.
So you'll be set, or your pet will be really well looked after. That was great. The kids here today have certainly learnt a lot, and the RSPCA's EMU is about to pack up and hit the road again, teaching more Aussie kids about all creatures great and small.